Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Kryptonian saying here, bringing you guys another discussion for Black Clover. And today I want to talk to you guys about why I feel like the future chapters of Black Clover, we need to see a true turning of the corner here, because we have Lucifero. He's been manifested over 50% now, and we're in a situation where the Big Daddy Devil is here. He's getting ready to put on his strap on, and he's getting ready to make Asta, Yami, and so many other characters bend over. And last week I talked about the fact that I thought it'd be a good idea to have Asta in a situation where Asta dies, gets revived, and then ends up coming back in order to save the day. And I said that I thought it'd be cool if we had a similar situation to, spoiler alert, how in Demon Slayer, Tanjiro briefly dies where he has no pulse and he has no heartbeat, he's not breathing. Muzan ends up taking control of Tanjiro's body. Tanjiro ends up getting the demon cure, and Tanjiro ends up living as a human again. Spoiler alert, over. I felt like just as you had a situation like that, you needed something similar here with Asta, where when Asta comes out, Asta would be a character that ends up saving the Clover Kingdom after the fact. Well, I want to expand the radius of this whole situation now. I want to look at a situation where before we even get to the whole Asta thing, we have other characters who end up falling. I think that we have a good opportunity to really establish that we've got the Big Daddy here. It's already bad enough that you have a lot of these royals who have been forced to bow down in the presence of Lucifero because of just how overpowered this character is. I think that it'd be really good if we saw some characters die. I think that having some of these royals end up getting killed in front of Asta, I think that that is something that works very well. And I also think that you also have a situation where potentially you could have Libe end up falling in front of Lucifero, because there's a lot here. You have the fact that Asta's mother and Libe had a very strong connection, and Lucifero, there's a potential he either recognizes Asta or there's a potential he does not recognize Asta when he looks at Asta and potentially sees the spitting image of Asta's mother. But Libe is going to be holding on to a lot of that anger, and I feel like having other characters die in front of Asta and Libe, and then have Libe in that situation where he loses emotional control on top of Asta being out of control as well, I think that that is a very good payoff. And I feel like the characters that have the most potential for impact that could get killed off in front of Asta, get that maximum impact, is maybe you have William Vonges get killed off. I'm not going to get off of that. I do not like William Vonges, but maybe you have William Vonges get killed, and then right after that you have Yuno in a situation where Yuno rushes out there because his captain just got bodied, and Yuno ends up falling in front of Lucifero to the point to where Yuno is critically damaged, and you use that as a way to segue into Asta confronting Lucifero. I think that that could be something that works very well. I also think that maybe you go the route of having Yami end up getting killed off, which again, I'm completely on board with Yami dying. I feel like that would have a huge impact on Asta's character as well, but you could segue that into more members of the Black Bulls being critically injured, or you go the route of having Nozel end up being killed off right in front of Noel, and then that ends up being a situation where we're able to segue over into Noel getting critically injured and you have Asta step in that way. It's a little bit cliche, I know that. However, Black Clover is like one of those old school shonen that you would have got in the early 2000s, where it still holds on to a lot of those shonen tropes, and this would be something that really lines up in it. This would be something that really fits that classic shonen storytelling. So I think that this is a good opportunity to do something like this, because I feel like right now in Black Clover, even though we have these two devils that have manifested, even though we've gotten here, maybe it's just me, but I don't feel like we're in a situation where all hope is lost. I feel like the stakes have definitely been raised. Lucifero has established himself as a major threat and a major villain, and the fact that there's been build up to this and there's a link with the main character, there's a lot done there. I just personally feel like he needs to catch a body. Like, this would be very similar to how in One Piece, where you can't have Luffy go to Marineford and have all the battles that are taking place there and you don't have at least one body drop, and that's what happened in Marineford. Ace ended up dying in order to save Luffy, and that ended up being a monumental monumental turning point. I feel like this arc right now, where we're at with Lucifero manifesting and having another Supreme Devil right there with him, we're in a situation where this is a turning point moment for Black Clover as a story. This is going to be a series defining moment depending on how this is done, and this is one of those times where I don't think you can go the route of what you've done in the past where you tease a death and then it ends up being a false finish, like how you have in wrestling where wrestlers will hit somebody with a finishing move and you think you got the 3 count and then they're able to kick out. I don't think you can get away with something like this. I think that somebody has to end up being a body that's dropped, and they need to get dropped in front of Asta, again similar to the way that Luffy ended up seeing Ace die right in front of him. I think that we definitely need this because I do feel like this is going to be something that extends further onward than just this current battle here. Julius did have that prediction that the Clover Kingdom would fall and that Asta would eventually end up dying as well. I think that before you get to that, we need a clear segue. We've already had foreshadowing that a lesser devil was ravaging the Clover Kingdom and Asta was there to save the day. We saw how Julius came up a little bit short and was an utter disappointment to everybody. We're in that situation now where the best way you can top that is you have Lucifero just go there and he conquers the Clover Kingdom. He's sitting on that throne and you set that stage for Asta's triumphant return. I really feel like Lucifero, if he's able to walk this path and really catch bodies, this will shut up a lot of people who are Black Clover haters. This will also be a situation where you can also raise the stakes even further, and this could be one of the more memorable arcs in Black Clover because the fact that we've had the Dark Triad and they've been kind of used to their full capability, but at the same time you could argue that there was still another level there for the Dark Triad to be used. Some people don't think that they were effective villains from what I've seen. I personally enjoy the Dark Triad, but it's one of those things where, especially the character in Ivanica, I was trying to get myself isekai'd into Black Clover because I'd be all for that shit right there, man. Shit, I'd be trying to put a baby in Ivanica, man. We be having a family and shit, man. Like white picket fence. I put a ring on Ivanica, baby. Wouldn't even be thinking twice about that. She be talking about, I'm taking a plan B. I say, girl, does plan B stand for baby? Because, girl, we about to have a baby crypto in this motherfucker. But I do feel like we're at a point now to where Lucifero, how he's handled in these upcoming battles, could very well be that sticking point that ends up taking this series to that higher level and really sets the stage for potential anime return. However, I want to know from you guys, what do you guys think about this possibility? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching until the end of the video. Have an awesome day, guys.